Hello, going back to 1981 again, just been there with Temple Tudor. But this was a bigger hit worldwide. This is a bigger band worldwide. It's The Police, and Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic. I'm going to tell you what I've learned. Hopefully you're going to get in the comments. I'm going to make these earphones stick on. 1981 was a cool year, but this was this band's fourth album. They were quite prolific in their day. Just literally. And I think it's been argued that this fourth album was perhaps their biggest evolution, their strongest album. I don't know. Only they can tell you what they think their strongest album was. You can have your own opinion. But this is Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic from 1981. A good year for me, good year for music. Let's get into it. I remember this song, and I remember it's beautiful, by the way, the instrumentals and the synth. It was that era of that synth mixed with rock sentimentality and rock sentiment, and it was the whole new wave sound. But I also remember it to be less foreboding. This song's quite foreboding. The musically, it's like boo. It's the deep synth sound. I always thought it was an upbeat song with a kind of a semi-tragic lyric. It's a bit more than that. You know, though I've tried before to tell her, it means he hasn't spoken to her, or has he, of the feelings I have for her in my heart. Every time that I come near her, I just lose my nerve, though, as I've done from the start. Because everything, not because, I'm adding the because in, because I can't, I'm a songwriter. Every little thing she does is magic. Is he stalking her? Ooh. Let's hear some more. Oh, they've met. What does he mean by that, guys? Let me know. What do you think he means by that line? So here we go. Do I have to tell the story? So in other words, it's like a truth. Of 1,000 rainy days since we first met, it's a big enough umbrella, but it's always me that ends up getting wet. What's he doing? What's he trying to tell us? What does it mean to you guys? What do you think it means? It's not so important what I think it means, although I think I'm important sometimes because I've got a YouTube channel. God, Jesus. So, guys, what do you think it means? Is he saying, I'm just basically what the modern day people call a simp? I'm just there to make her life easier. I'm almost nondescript in the background. That everything I do is to make her life easier, and she doesn't kind of care, and it's always me that ends up getting wet, metaphorically speaking.
Ask her if she'll marry me. Some old-fashioned
so it goes into that. When you look at that, I resolved to call her up 1,000 times a day and ask her if she'll marry me some old-fashioned way. There's some dissonance going on. But my silent fears have gripped me long before I reach the phone, long before my tongue has tripped me. Must I always be alone? So it's basically, that's cognitive distortion, really. Beck. It's a dissonance between a desire to act, to be blocked or driven by fear, assumptions about rejection or unworthiness. So it's all in there. So the internal monologue he's having with himself, that heightens the emotional sort of realism. It's just internal resistance. There's no melodrama going on out. Nothing's happening. In that perceived conversation, it's all internalized. There's a dissonance between what he wants to do and what he's actually thinking and reacting to in the song. God, she's not having a good time at all. Yeah, it seems like every little thing she does, it's not. It's really not. Am I wrong, guys? That synth sound. He even finishes off with that line about big enough umbrella, but it always finishes up for me, end up getting wet. You know, I know people over the years have gone, yeah, that's a great love song, and, you know, my wife, and it's beautiful, guys. If you've got that husband to wife, wife to wife, husband, I don't care. If you've got that relationship where everything they do is magic, kind of unrealistic, but in a romanticized version of the things that you appreciate about that person is magic, and you're telling them and it's there, great. But that isn't this song. She's really not connected. And yet it's got an upbeat tempo, and does that help the song? Does it make it more interesting to you? I mean, this was number 1 in the UK, number 3 in the Billboard charts, one of their most successfully commercial songs from a band that was kind of ruling the world at the time. Both sides of the Atlantic and everywhere else, Germany, Japan, everywhere. They just rock and rolled around the whole world. And, you know, came back in 2007 and did it again. It's a great song, but it's definitely, is it an unrequited love, an abusive relationship? Is he stalking? But it's certainly not a love song. I guess it's the antithesis of a love song. It's a deeply felt love, knowing deeply that you feel the love, but you're not able to get it out there. you're not able to get it reciprocated. Great song. I've probably talked a lot of nonsense, but I love it. And I hope you guys will give me some thoughts in the comments and a thumbs up. That was their fourth album, 81. Love it. Till next time, guys, take care.